Shalom, all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, and citation I can preach all truth and sincerity. It's gonna be called "You Ethiopians Are Not Israelites." Um, so I'm gonna read the definition of Ham from the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. It says Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons that lived through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. His indecency, which his father lay drunken, brought a curse upon Canaan. So Ham is the father of the Egyptians, which the the name of the Egyptians was Mizraim. The Ethiopians extend from the Cushite, are descendants of Cush, um, and the Libyans are the descendants of Put, and the Canaanites are the sons and descendants of Canaan. So that's because I believe Ham only had 4 sons, and those are the lineages that came from him. Um, and the Ethiopians are Hamites, and they're Cushite people, um, and they're not Israelites. They don't extend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Um, they only extend from Ham. Um, so I'm gonna go to Exodus. It's, it's Exodus chapter 11, verse 7. It says, "But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how Yahweh do put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel, because our spirit is more lively than those Hamites. Hamites can be freakishly tall and still have no salt and still be ordinary. But Jake, we could be freakishly tall. We could be short and we still have salt. We still have spirit. We still can um, charm and have charisma and you know what's the word? Have a little pizzazz about us still, and be able to lighten up a room. While these Hamites don't have that charisma, that pizzazz, and that charm like Jake do. A lot of them are very ordinary and just weird looking, and their spirit is just off with no salt, no charisma, no pizzazz about them. You know, and that's easily to tell because when I was working at Walmart, there was this girl there, and she basically was an Ethiopian, and she didn't realize that she's not a so-called Negro. Like I could tell she was a heathen. She was raised by Edomites, but I could tell that she wasn't my people because one, she had a real hair, and two, the way she acted was not like a normal black woman. Like she acted totally different than me and certain black women that were there. She didn't have that salt, that flavor about her. But she more acted like the Edomites that raised her. You know, that's a brief example of the difference between an Israelite who was raised by Esau than a heathen that was raised by Esau. Like you know, like an Israelite that was raised by Esau, um, they'll show that they're Jake. But a heathen that's raised by Esau, they'll get along with Esau more better than Jake would. You know, but I'm gonna go to Zephaniah, uh, Zephaniah 2 verse 12. Um, it says, ye Ethiopians also, ye shall be slain by the sword. And another point is, Israel is scattered amongst all nations. So there are Israelites amongst the Ethiopians, just like there's Israelites amongst other heathen nations. So it's not all the Ethiopians are just Ethiopians and there's no Israelites among them. Like we dwelt amongst many nations, past, present, and future. So because in Acts there's an Ethiopian eunuch, and that Ethiopian eunuch is an Israelite. So this is Acts 8 and verse 27. It says, Acts 8 and verse 27, and he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, a eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, who had the charge of all her treasures, had come to Jerusalem for to worship. Yeah, so if he was a heathen, why would he come to Jerusalem to worship? Only if you're of the Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you know, you, oh, you know, if you were a real heathen, you wouldn't come to the Holy Land to worship, you know, at this time, you know. So you had to be Israelite, who was dwelling amongst the Ethiopians, and because when at the day of Pentecost, um, Israelites came from everywhere, from Egypt, from Elam, all these different places. Israelites came to worship, to attend Pentecost, to worship at Jerusalem, on those feast days. The same thing this Ethiopian eunuch is doing. Those Israelites came and did. Um, so you know, basically Ethiopians, you're not Israelites, but if there are Israelites, that if there are Israelite foreigners amongst you, then and their bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then um they're an Israelite. But if you're a heathen or you're a Hamite, you're a Hamite. It's all through the Spirit. It all has to be proven through the Spirit, and also um, when the angels come, they're going to what's the word? Show us who's an Israelite amongst the Ethiopians, who's an Israelite amongst other heathen nations. That's going to be known and shown unto us. We're going to have understanding, more vivid understanding. But through the Spirit, we figure it out by examining the spirit of the person, and that's how we understand who's an Israelite and who's not. That's how I did with that girl, and who I claimed. I examined her spirit, and I basically did a what's the word, a review of how she is in my eyes. And that's how I understood she was a heathen. Especially when she told me about her family. She told me that her parents are from Ethiopia and they gave her up for adoption. That was a crepe ring. And then, you know, I basically understood it from there. And, you know, how she operated, I just understood that she's not my people. And I just started showing her things that, because her hair texture was just like the Egyptian women back in the days. They had like, really curly hair. But anyway, I'm gonna end it right here. I'm gonna say all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakadash, double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation you, I can teach all truth, sincerity, and shalom.